Good morning, everybody. I am going to check in here and just see what's going on. Happy Friday. I was just looking at all my little things here to see what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Checking out all the camera equipment here. Anyways, okay, so we're doing something pretty, it was complicated, so I pre-started things a bit, and so that's why oh my gosh, okay, so hi Lori, how you doing? How's everybody? And, okay, I'm just gonna look at this. Okay, awesome. So, yeah, it's a lunar eclipse today. It's Strawberry Friday or Strawberry Moon, and so I was just reading about that a little bit. That it's a time. It's a time to really evaluate where we're at and what we're doing, and look at our choices, and think about what we want to do, where we want to go, and why we want to go there. So, and that's all I know. I don't know a lot. I am so not at all anything to do with astrology. Like I have learned many things, and I'm certified in many things, but that's not one of them. So, so I don't know much about it. So feel free to comment, and if you have any input into this fantastic strawberry moon, strawberry lunar eclipse. So, yeah, so that's really cool. What we're going to do today, I've just got my pan on. I usually start pretty much everything with I use the wok because it's easier for you guys to see what's in it, but usually I'll start with my frying pan or whatever I have with water on high heat, because most of my meals are 15 minutes, most of the time, not today, but most of the time I make a 15-minute meal, and that gets them going the fastest. Is if you get your heat on high, add a little bit of water, and then saute, especially before a soup. I saute it, which takes, maybe 5 to 7 minutes, because I want everything tender, crisp, and almost raw. I just want it a little bit hot, and then add your water after. So anyways, we just have this in here, but I did go ahead today because there was just too much prep, and I can't keep you guys on here for an hour, and I really wanted to make this. It is a sweet potato. You're not wiggling when I do this, are you? Just seeing if the camera's wiggling. So it's a sweet potato carrot soup. So what I want to do is I have ginger here. I'm going to put ginger in here because I want to get it pretty gingery sauteing. So I have big slices of ginger, and I'm not going to use that little piece because it might shrink down and somebody might chew on it accidentally and swallow it, which would be okay. But it's kind of when you're eating a creamy soup and you come across some chunk of something, it could be shocking. We don't want that. So I did pre-cook my sweet potatoes and my I'm just looking here. I did pre-cook my sweet potatoes and the carrots. So yeah, I have too many things to look at here. We're going to do a lot today, so it's super awesome. So I am going to actually set this right here. And hi, Nick. It's so nice to see everybody here. So we're sauteing the ginger just to get that flavor out, pull the flavor out. And what I'm going to do is, because I have pre-cooked the carrots and the sweet potatoes, I'm going to let this bring the aromas into the water. And in this case, I am going to add some coconut oil. I don't always add oil. Actually, I don't often add oil. But I do want to just draw it out, and the oil will draw out the ginger flavor a little bit more than the water will, in this particular case anyways. So what we're going to do is put this together, and it's only going to take a minute because actually what I did was I pre-cooked these, and it only took, I don't know, like a high hot simmer boil-ish thing. Really, it only took about 10 minutes, and I was quite surprised. The sweet potatoes would cook faster than the carrots, but they did. So we're going to let this go down and draw in all the ginger. And so sweet potatoes, they actually have copper in them. They're anti-inflammatory, and they have antioxidants. You know, most vegetables do, but in particular, the sweet potato detoxes heavy metals. So it's a good thing to incorporate into your diet. I also, the best way to do this, if you're trying to remove heavy metals, I mean, it's helpful when it's cooked, but if you take the sweet potato and you chop it up, like I usually slice them thin and just eat them like you would carrot sticks. And so you can eat them raw, which is super awesome, and I find that if you slice them thin enough, they make a really nice sweet snack, because they're actually sweeter than carrots, depending on the carrots. And depends on the sweet potato. And so the other thing that's really helpful for detoxing the heavy metals is to juice them. So take your sweet potato, put it in the blender or the Vitamix, whatever you're using to make a smoothie, and add your sweet potato. So a really good recipe would be including celery and spinach and sweet potato. Would be really, really good, because the sweet potato is going to add that sweetness to the smoothie. So you don't really even need to add any fruit, which is awesome, because yeah, I'm always conscious of good morning, Jane. I see you there. I see you on my little sneaky thing, and my little other comment holder. And so anyway, with the sweet potato, it's so handy because it'll have that sweetness for the smoothie, and then you don't have to add the fruit. And what I was saying about the fruit is I'm always conscious of that, because I do have a sensitivity to blood sugar spiking, and so I'm not one to be able to handle a smoothie full of fruit. Like, it just, you know, I mean, it's great at the time, but if you don't balance that blood sugar, I can have a bit of a blood sugar issue afterwards. And yeah, so it all depends. I have to be careful with anything that's too, like pancakes, for instance. Maybe that's why I can't make pancakes. I don't seem to be able to make a pancake very well. And maybe it's because when I eat them, if I was to just eat pancakes, I would have a blood sugar drop, and a little bit hypoglycemic, because it's just sugar, really, starches and sugar. So it's things to learn about. And I actually have a handout that explains about how the pancreas deals with the sugar, and the difference between burning paper and burning wood. And so pancakes, or anything starchy that's processed like that, flours and crackers and things like that, are going to burn like paper. And something more solid and heavier, like a heavier carbohydrate, like your sweet potatoes or your vegetables and things, they burn slower like wood. And especially the heavier proteins, that definitely burn like a hard log, so your blood sugar stays level, which is why they give you protein. They give you, I've said this before, they give you peanuts with beer to keep your blood sugar level, and they give you cheese with wine to keep your blood sugar level from the alcohols. So we've got this just going here, so it's just perfect for me to, this is just the ginger in here. We're going to add the sweet potatoes and the carrots, and so that just, I could just smell that aroma. I wish you guys could smell it. It's like, because the ginger is so aromatic, and then just putting it in, it just all blew into my face, which is so yummy smelling. So we're going to set this here, and we're going to just let this kind of do its thing for a minute. I just turned it down. And what we're going to do is it's a super simple recipe. Like, honestly, there's nothing to it. You've just got your carrots and your sweet potatoes and ginger. And, oh, that reminds me. I could have left that hunk of ginger in there, because we're going to blend this anyways, but it doesn't matter. So I have here one of the little awesome vegan bouillon cubes from Healthy Habits. And so these are really good. There's different flavors. And so you can get different flavor of the bouillon cubes. And so I am going to add this bouillon cube, but I'm also going to add a little bit of miso as well. So the miso is a fermented beans. They're organic. It's an organic fermented organic fermented soybeans is what it is. And it really, really is beneficial. I'm not a fan of soy at all, but the fermentation is really what changes it into something super healthy for you. So it has the probiotics, it has all the good stuff for the intestinal flora, and I can finally read it now. It's organic white rice, organic whole soybean, sea salt, water, and culture. It's got the culture, so it's got like a probiotic in it. And it always comes with a little plastic over it. I'm not sure why, but I always carefully put it back to protect it. Yeah, between trying to see this and trying to see you guys and trying to read, it's like I need 3 different pairs of glasses, but that's just part of the maturing. So anyway, a little bit of miso as well. We're going to add some miso to this. I'm not going to add a lot because that bouillon cube is already salty, and so I mostly want the miso in for the health benefit. If you add a lot of miso, of course, it has a bit of salt too, naturally occurring salt. So we're just going to push this around a little bit. I'm just going to try and break up that cube real quick and get that in there. And then we're gonna blend it. So we're gonna make some noise. And I may not have enough liquid for the Vitamix in there, so we're gonna add some coconut milk. And I might just add it right to the blender because I don't want to overfill the blender too much. I've got quite a bit here. My Vitamix is 1,000,000 years old, and so it is very, it just does not want to die. And back in the day, in the early 1900s, when I got this Vitamix, they were made with a plastic, and it is a super heavy duty plastic. And you know, I've tried to kill it on many occasions, and this thing, I mean, if you want a good blender, honestly, at least the old ones never die. I'd like a new one because I am going to add a little bit of coconut milk here. I'd like a new one because they have a volume lever. And oh, I see. Okay, good suggestion from Monique about the miso. Put it in at the very end so it doesn't cook. You're absolutely right. Yes, and that is. Okay, Monique also has a good recipe for waffles made with white beans instead of flour. She's such a, always been, very natural food person with really great wholesome ideas, and I've learned a lot from her over the years, so I really appreciate the input. But you're right, could add the miso. But you know what I've done is when I save things to the end, sometimes I forget to put them in until you guys are gone, and then I see it on the table. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, I forgot to put that in. So, so you could do both if you want the effects. Anyway, okay, I should be able to dump this in carefully. And the other thing with the Vitamix too is it really can, it can take a lot of heat. This isn't too hot, but okay. So, you know, you never really know until you know. So we're going to give this a shot as is. No, my intuition, I am an intuitive cook. My intuition says I need to add a little more coconut milk, or a little more liquid anyways. And in this case, we're going to use coconut milk just so that it blends well. And this is not my favorite brand of coconut milk. It was on sale. And we do have to watch our pennies, don't we? I hadn't tried it before, but I do prefer the silk ones more. I'm not sure why. Okay, oh look how pretty. It's layered. See, the coconut milk is layered. All right, so because my Vitamix is so ancient, I have to put a towel over the top because it does things. So I'm just going to grab that. I forgot to grab one. Okay, so hang on to your ears and we'll just be a second here. And that's how good this Vitamix works. Like honestly, they really are quite amazing machines. Oops, I can't lift it and sit down. It's heavy. Okay, so look at that. Actually, we do have a few chunks. Okay, let's see. One more time. You never know till you know. Okay, I think that got it. Alrighty. So, well, I turned that off, but it was still quite warm, being empty. Oh, there's the thing. Okay, so we're going to put this in and add a little bit more coconut milk, and we're done. So we have another recipe, just to keep you guys entertained. Everybody wants recipes, and I need to cook, so you might as well hang out with me while I do that. Okay, so set that there, and voila. Isn't that nice? I am going to add a little bit more coconut milk to it. And then what you can do for the benefits of the miso is add a little more miso at the end so that you have the probiotics, because I just killed them by heating them up. Okay, so there we go. I'll just give that a little stir. It's quite a few carrots and sweet potatoes, so this is going to last a few days, and I like to do that. I always like to make enough food to last 2 or 3 days, because I'm either wanting to go out in the garden, especially this time of year, or I have a lot to do on the computer, so it's nice if you make extra when you cook. Like, so if I am making potatoes, for instance, or sweet potatoes or whatever, you know, I'll cook enough for like 2 or maybe even 3 meals at a time and just put them in the fridge. And the same with rice and things like that. So that you can save time. You can be, you know, in a hurry at the end of the day and just be, hi Darlene, that's awesome. I love it too. So fun. But you know, if you cook too much and then you can keep it over a few days, and then if you, at the end of the day, you're not sure what to do and you've got, oh, I've got like, you know, half a pot of rice leftover, or potatoes, or you know, not so much vegetables. I don't do it with, I mean, other than potatoes or sweet potatoes, but because you want those things really fresh. But it's good to have a little, you know, extra. And so this soup is going to be beautiful. Okay, that's the carrot ginger soup. So what we're going to do now, and this is like a total experiment. I have not done this before, and so here we go. We have, I have this rhubarb that I've had since last year, and my strawberries that I got last year from the garden, and all this stuff is frozen, and it's going to be starting to become time to preserve the harvest again, so I need to empty out my freezer. So I did pre-cook this with the rhubarb and the strawberries. And so what we're going to try, which I'm hoping turns out okay, is it was going to be a rhubarb strawberry upside down cake, but I should probably practice that on my own before I try to do it with you. So we're going to do it the safe way here. And we're going to, I'm making a double batch because I want to give some to our son. So I have quite a bit here. I have 3 cups of flour, and this is like pretty much 3 cups of strawberries and rhubarb. And actually, I'm going to add my powdery stuff to this first before I blend it all together. So I am using a coconut sugar, And I don't want it too sweet. Like this is going to make I'll show you, 2 of these, sort of 8 by 10s. Whoops. And so we've got the flour, excuse me, and the sugar. So that's the coconut sugar. We have the, we are going to, this particular one is a vegan recipe, so, or plant-based I should say, and so we're adding olive oil instead of butter. And because it's 2 cakes, that looks like a lot of oil. When I first, was trying to figure out the recipe, I was like, ooh, that looks like a lot, but it's for 2. And then, okay, we don't need the miso anymore. And so instead of eggs, we're using chia seeds mixed in water, and so I let this sit. So basically, you add your chia seeds, and pretty much for me, I add a little more than what they say. I add like a tablespoon per egg that's needed. And so this is like 3 tablespoons because this recipe originally called for eggs. So this is like 3 tablespoons of chia seed, and then you just let it, and you can see it kind of gels. And so that's like your binder, what the egg would be doing, or the eggs would be doing. And so we're gonna add that, and I totally did this the wrong way. I cannot follow rules. There's just no way. It's just never gonna happen. Okay, I did everything in the wrong order. I was gonna mix my dry things first. Oh well. So anyway, a little bit of salt. This is a Celtic sea salt, and I'm running out of it. I really love the Celtic sea salt because it's more of a mineral flavor, and it doesn't have, like, the Himalayan salt is really good too and minerally, but the Himalayan sea salt is saltier flavored, and the Celtic sea salt has more of a mineral salty flavor, which is interesting. It's really, really beautiful and mild, and you get your minerals from it, and so it's okay to use more. So this called for a teaspoon of baking soda, and do please always get baking soda that has no aluminum. It's easy to get at the health food store, and make sure there's no aluminum in your baking soda because we don't need extra metals in our body. And so, and then it calls for, I think it was a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to add a heaping 1/4 teaspoon because I think I need more. Don't you think I need more? Like, doesn't the baking powder raise it up? I'm pretty sure it's a raising thing, and I'm pretty sure baking soda is a flattening thing, and I'm sure that both Monique and Jane will know exactly what each one does. Okay, and then we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon. So I don't want it too cinnamony because I really want to have the flavor of the rhubarb and the strawberries, so just a little bit. And okay, is that everything? Everybody in the lineup? Oh, vanilla right in front of me. And so we're going to actually use a tablespoon of vanilla because this is for 2 8 by 10s, so quite a bit. And the vanilla, courtesy of my brother and sister-in-law, brought me some beautiful vanilla back. And yeah, so what we'll do here is we'll add these first, and then the pecans. So super easy. I wish you guys, could just hang out with me while it bakes, and we could all share some. But yeah, unfortunately we can't, but see, that looks pretty good. And so I'm gonna actually use well, I guess I could use this. I usually use the spatula thing wherever it went. Oh, it's in I have 2 of them here. But anyway, this works good because the wood is strong. The wood is strong with all the flour. You need strong wood. Add a little bit of apple cider vinegar to help the baking soda. Do I need to help the baking soda? Like, what do I need to help the baking soda? Monique. What does it do? What does it do? Or lemon. Yeah, but why? I'm so bad for following rules. Why do I need to add that? Why do I need to help the baking soda? What does that do? I don't know. I am not a baker at all. Baking is not my thing. I do it out of necessity for something sweet, especially right now. And she's not saying why to add the lemon and the apple cider vinegar to the baking soda. But anyways, yeah, no, I am a veggie cook and a soup cook, and that kind of thing, like healthy food. I'm not a baker. I'm not good at it. And so we'll be quite interested to see. You know, I used to be able to make good muffins, but it eludes me. I don't know. I think it's the not using eggs and using gluten-free flour and no butter. So Jane bought me some beautiful vegan cookbooks, which are awesome. But it seems I still have a little bit of a hard time depending on what I'm doing. Okay, so I probably way overdone this. And my buttery mess here, I'm trying to do the, oil the pans with butter. I'm not very good at that either. So, actually, I'm going to start with the proper one. That's just really a casserole dish. This is more of a baking dish. And, okay, oh, pecans. I knew I was forgetting something. Good thing it was right here. Pecans. What would it be without pecans? Okay, so now I'm going to overmix it some more. Just to, I think it turns into bread when you overmix it, doesn't it? Okay, I'm waiting to hear. Oh, baking soda needs acid to activate it more. So, oh, it helps it. It creates gas to help the bubbles to make the batter rise. Okay, I'm going to go get some. You convinced me. I did not know that. Don't stir too much. My cake will be tough. Yeah, I know. It's turning into bread already. I am so not a baker. I'm going to get the baking or the apple cider vinegar. This is too much fun, you guys. Okay, I just threw some in. I'm thinking like a teaspoon. Okay, so we're working on the tough cake, but I have to stir it in because I forgot to add the pecans. I'm just pushing it. I'm not stirring it. I'm just pushing it. Darlene's probably laughing her face off. This is like the Lucy and Ethel show today. Not that it isn't every day. Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, you guys will be interested to see how it turns out. Okay, so we have that. I'm just gonna set that there for now. And besides, we're used to tough cake around here because I'm not much of a baker. Okay, just thought I'd entertain you because we did the soup so fast. I'm good at soups. I'm really good at soups. And so there we go. It is way more fun when I can see the comments on the other phone. Okay, so we have this, which we're going to put, running out of room here, and then we'll put that there. And stay tuned, you guys. I will post it when it comes out of the oven and let you know how it was and how it was so much better with your input. I know, Darlene. Oh my God. I make myself laugh. I'm so funny. It's my own entertainment, and I'm so honored that you guys want to watch me. It's hilarious, really. But okay, so there's and I just see that Dan came on, and he knows I can't bake. So, okay, so here is the strawberry rhubarb pecan cake dessert. And oh, he must have heard that I was making extra for him. And this is for you, Dan. And okay, so that was just the extra. That is not part of my regular show because it is not my expertise at all. I'm going to set that there. So we're going to go into something else. Oh yeah, I have to show you guys. Like, look at our beautiful oil, our Moroccan oil that we made yesterday. Isn't it absolutely beautiful, amazing? Look at the beautiful spices in it. So we did that yesterday, Moroccan spiced oil. And you can look that up on my YouTube or my Facebook Live, and that was really fun, and it turned out beautiful. The cauliflower, we drizzled it over cauliflower for dinner last night, and it was just really, really amazing. Yeah, so it was super awesome. Okay, so we have our carrot, sweet potato, ginger soup here made, lovely. And we're going to bake our cakes, and I'll take a picture, and I have only one more thing to share with you guys that I can think of, unless you have any other interesting comments and want to teach me a little bit more on baking. I haven't seen much this year. Before I show you, I'll hide it. What happens is in the wild, in the weed world, it seems that in certain areas, certain wild plants will grow sometimes like a lot in 1 year and then kind of disappear and not come back for maybe another 2 years. So I've noticed that, and often these things, like the herbal use of them, is in relationship to the plants that appear. So I don't know if that makes sense, but for instance, 1 year there was just tons of St. John's wort everywhere at one summer, and it just seemed to be everywhere in a certain area. And the St. John's wort is anti-inflammatory, and it does many medicinal things, you know, great for healing and stuff. But basically, the energetics of it is for depression, and so it's an antidepressant. And so it was just very interesting that year that there was just so much everywhere. And so I paid attention to here in Port Alberni, I paid attention to the energetics of what was happening in the town, and it was a particularly you know, wintry, depressing kind of summer. And so so it was interesting that the St. John's wort came, and then now this year the foxglove. I haven't been all over town, but I have noticed foxglove is huge everywhere. Have you guys seen it? So the foxglove has digitalis, right? And so that's heart. That's for the heart medication, and that is derived from foxglove. Don't be touching it. Don't be trying to make medicine out of it. It's highly it needs to be processed in a certain way. So don't go picking foxglove. But my point is, it's a heart medicine. And what are we doing right now? We're doing everything about the heart. Everyone's got hearts on their windows. Everyone is well, hopefully everyone is practicing heart medicine and compassion and caring about each other. And so there are hearts everywhere. And so there's foxglove everywhere. I've looked. I've never seen so much foxglove. So I find that very interesting, that the plants come with the energy of what we need in our lives. And some of those are for medicine making, and some of them are just holding that energy. And so thank you, foxglove, for bringing extra heart energy into our summer and into this year. I just find that amazing. There's a couple people that are really good on this, and know way more than I do. And one of them is Sue Peters. You can probably find her on Facebook. And yeah, there's a lot of foxglove. And so Sue Peters is really truly amazing on plant energetics, and she's a friend of mine, so you might want to look her up. She makes she does intuitive art and makes intuitive art creations based on whatever your energy is at, kind of thing. Anyway, you can message me on that. But what I have here, I'm hiding it, I have hardly seen any. And usually every year there is tons of red clover, or in this case it's a purple clover, but we call it red clover. And I was looking and looking, you know, for the extra plants, because quite often when I do these these Facebook lives, we try and include some herbal knowledge and some wild plant medicine. And so I was looking for red clover, and there's hardly any. So so I found that interesting, but I did find 2 little sprigs, and so I thought I would just share it with you, because in another year we may be needing it more than heart medicine. The red clover is known for its anti-cancer properties. It has a it's good for menopause and osteoporosis. It has, I can't remember the name of it, but it has a certain form of estrogen in it, and so it's not something you're going to drink a lot of. It's a when you need it medicine. So it's in many of the anti-cancer formulas. It's in the Essiac tea, which is cancer formula, and it has magnesium in it and different things, but it's not something to be taken for as a supplement or on a steady basis. It's more of a medicinal thing, you know, for specific periods of time when you need that extra boost. So it's more of a, in the case of menopausal, because of the estrogenic properties, it's more used in a formula with other herbs. But and then for the anti-cancer properties, it's in a formula with the with other anti-cancer herbs, although it has been used singly on its own for cancer as well. So this is your herb of the day to investigate, read more on, and there's not much of it around, so I find that very interesting and curious also. But anyway, pay attention to the foxglove, you guys. Heart medicine. We need to really start working with that. I mean, we already are, but to become more aware of how the planet is helping, you know, and bringing in that heart medicine energy. So that's it for today. We shall see how my strawberry rhubarb cake turns out, and I know the soup is fantastic. So for anybody that just jumped on, there's a couple people just came on. We made a carrot sweet potato ginger soup, beautiful, made with coconut milk, all plant-based. And we made my attempt at a strawberry rhubarb pecan cake, and we'll let you know how that turns out. And we will see you on Monday. You might catch me on the weekend, but I'm really trying to get the rest of the garden put in, and so I'm focused on the garden right now. But you know, I might pop in live a few times to, or if I happen to be making something that you guys might want to know about, I'll pop back on. So, okay, we'll see you Monday morning at 11. Have a really great, fantastic weekend. Take care.